Yeah, the Merab rematch with Sugar Sean. That's an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. I do not know how Sugar Sean keeps that guy off of him, but I do like what he's been doing. Got off social media, stopped smoking, just dialed in. Got his hip fixed, which was a big problem.
And the way he breaks down all this stuff, he's a good analyst and honest about what he's looking at. His terminology may not always be the best to describe it, but he knows what he's talking about. Good movements, slick on the feet. And I think his feints are what really does him well, especially having that length and that range of this weight class.
They're like fucking rocks, those gloves. And I envision him cracking Merab on the lips, hurting him, cracking him again, and then TKOing him.
Wow. Late, middle, early?
Maybe third round.
All right. And then we do it again for a third time.
Yep.
There it is.
Joe Rogan gives his take on the most anticipated matchup between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. With heat between the two men growing and styles contrasting, Rogan breaks down who he believes wins when these two fighters meet again. Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley is said to have made a complete change in his lifestyle, says his longtime coach Tim Welch. Reputed for his flashy personality and take-it-easy demeanor, O'Malley has recently adopted a more disciplined regimen, eliminating the use of recreational drugs and unhealthy tendencies. Welch divulged that the UFC bantamweight champion is now completely dialed in, devoting himself to a systematic training regimen and laser-sharp concentration. This mind change might initiate a hazardous new era for O'Malley's already stellar career.
Result of these changes.
Yeah, I definitely think so. He quit weed completely. I was trying to, like, he was really sore 2 weeks ago. I'm like, hey, I got this thing. It's called herbs, and it'll help you relax a little bit. He's like, nope, not doing it. He just completely quit the weed and completely got off Instagram, got off Snapchat, got off X.
Wow.
So before every time we're doing something, I mean, his following's so big, he makes such good money on social media. Every time we're doing something, it's like, oh, what kind of content create from this? What kind of funny reels can we do? He's always thinking about that. Now he's not thinking about that kind of stuff at all, and I think he's a lot more at peace.
Adding more fuel to the hype, fresh videos of Sean O'Malley's mat training have emerged online, astounding fans with his enhanced grappling and ground game. The smooth transitions and intense drilling demonstrated a newfound seriousness seldom witnessed from Sugar Sean. It's evident he's serious about his upcoming rematch with Merab Dvalishvili. Having been criticized in the past for grappling weaknesses, O'Malley seems set to prove himself and silence his critics by attacking the very same areas that Merab might seek to target. This increased level of sharpness in Sean O'Malley's fighting has been developed through top-tier sparring and coaching from legends such as Demetrius Johnson and Israel Adesanya. With the help of coach Tim Welch, both champions imparted useful advice to Sean, with Demetrius going so far as to visit Arizona specifically to train with him. Their presence appears to have heightened O'Malley's intensity and technique, fine-tuning his overall skill set in preparation for the ultimate test of his career in the Merab Dvalishvili rematch.
Come through the gym. Izzy stopping by, DJ stopping by. How do those meetings come about? Here's you and Izzy working. We'll have DJ up here as well. Is this just like, hey, we're in town, we want to work? Are they guys who came in to offer some wisdom to Sean? What's happening here?
Yeah, they come and do some wisdom and usually want to shoot some content and do some podcasts. I think our podcast with Israel's dropping probably this week, and it is such a good show. There's so many gems dropped in that show, and yeah, they pop by, and then luckily I get to hold a little bit of pads for them, do some training sessions, and I feel so lucky.
Did you have any DJ? Did they go toe to toe?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't full out MMA spar, but I had him grapple, I think 20 minutes in a row. I had him wrestle and do jiu-jitsu 20 minutes in a row, and then I just kind of move around with the gloves, move around and do some lighter touch sparring with the gloves. So that was pretty cool to see.
How was DJ in his retirement form?
Still just jacked, shredded, jacked, explosive. I was I wanted Suge to kind of push the pace on him, make him tired, but he was right there with it. He was ready to push the pace. He's in phenomenal shape still.
Even with his newfound concentration and relentless training, Sean O'Malley has not lost his signature style. His attitude is not changed though, as he continues to mix personality with discipline. Recently, he uploaded a video trolling Merab Dvalishvili, reminding fans that the showman aspect of Sugar Sean is very much alive. Though his ability is refining and his work ethic is at an all-time high, O'Malley still knows how to play the mental game, staying lighthearted while creating serious steam leading up to their highly expected rematch. Aljamain Sterling recently complimented Sean O'Malley on his fight IQ, detailing how efficiently he deconstructs opponents and reads the game, while also saying how well he understands how to break down opponents. Fans have already started to speculate that this exceptional fight IQ might be instrumental in his second bout against Merab Dvalishvili. With Merab's incessant pressure and wrestling skills, O'Malley's ability to outsmart and outthink his opponent might be the determining factor in reversing the tables and securing a conclusive win in their second encounter.
And the way he breaks down all this stuff, he's a good analyst and honest about what he's looking at. His terminology may not always be the best to describe it, but he knows what he's talking about. Good movement, slick on the feet. And I think his feints are what really does him well, especially having that length and that range of this weight class.
As for this bout, Joe Rogan initially thought Merab Dvalishvili was a nightmare stylistic matchup for Sean O'Malley. With Merab's non-stop cardio, chain wrestling, and pressure-based style, Rogan thought Sean's striking finesse would be suffocated. At the time, Rogan freely admitted he underestimated O'Malley's grappling skills to deal with such a grappling-dominant threat, questioning his odds in a possible bout with Merab.
Rob, every time he fights, he gets better.
You think he's going to beat him? You think he's going to beat him?
He's the worst matchup for Sean. The worst matchup on paper for Sean in that division is Merab. Because if you have a chance to beat Sean, how would you beat him? You got to take him down, right? I would imagine. I don't think there's anybody in that 135-pound division that can deal with that height, that length, KO power, footwork, and movement. What he did to Cheeto, I was shocked. And what he did to Henry Cejudo, I was like, I can't even believe this is happening.
I was there.
When he carried him, when he picked him up, and then he's like stuck his tongue out, and he walked over towards where the UFC people were, and then slammed Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist. Who the does that?
But now, having seen Sean O'Malley's recent development, Joe Rogan seems to be genuinely impressed. In his recent podcast episode, Rogan confessed that Sean's transformation, specifically in grappling and overall discipline, has made the rematch much more interesting. He went so far as to say he's now not even sure who would win, reflecting a huge change from his earlier line of thinking and recognizing O'Malley as a much more well-rounded and dangerous foe than he once was.
Yeah, the Merab rematch with Sugar Sean. That's an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. I do not know how Sugar Sean keeps that guy off of him, but I do like what he's been doing. Got off social media, stopped smoking, just dialed in. Got his hip fixed, which was a big problem.
Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley still has a lot of weight on his shoulders leading into the rematch, though, as Chael Sonnen simply stated, he must either get a win or move up to 145 pounds. The division at bantamweight is loaded, and another defeat might compel Sean to reconsider his direction. With the crowd and experts paying close attention, this bout is pivotal for his professional trajectory. O'Malley is aware that the stakes are high, and that this rematch is a turning point in his UFC future.
O'Malley wins this fight, or quite possibly never fights at 135 again. The only path for Sean O'Malley forward, just so he doesn't get in that terrible spot, I'll use Rich Franklin, I say it as respectful, but Rich was so good, but then he had an Anderson problem. Rich could beat everybody up badly, except for Anderson. And, you know, Max ended up there with Volkanovski. Like, sometimes this happens, and this will be Sean's last shot at Merab. They're not going to go to a part 3. And if he can't get around Merab, he's going to have to go up to 145. And that's a big prediction. Sean O'Malley is our sport's biggest star. When the biggest star is having to start worrying about job security, you have something interesting.
And adding to the tension, Sean O'Malley's rival, Merab Dvalishvili, has never been more driven. Talking recently, Merab has openly confessed he's hungrier than ever to show his worth and complete what he initially started. His unrelenting work ethic and mental resilience are a tremendous challenge, and this rematch gets even hotter. With both men incredibly motivated, the stakes could not be higher, and the stage is set for an explosive fight inside the octagon.
But you know, like, but I can tell you what I can control and what I'm going to do. I'm gonna win this fight and keep a belt, and Sean can fight whichever weight class he wants and how many fights he wants more. You know, he has a big name and he has so many super fights to fight, and he already been champion, and now it's my time, and I'm not gonna give my belt nobody.
Furthermore, Merab Dvalishvili just confessed he doesn't feel any pressure heading into the rematch with Sean O'Malley. With confidence in his training and game plan, Merab remains centered on carrying out his game plan instead of getting overwhelmed by the hype. This relaxed and calm demeanor makes him an even more formidable opponent. With Merab's tireless work ethic and no pressure mentality, and Sean's newfound intensity, all of the pieces are in place for a war of attrition inside the octagon.
No pressure. Nothing. The first fight was a little pressure because you know, I was challenger, and you know, it's I don't know, I was underdog, stuff like that. Now everybody believing me, everybody telling me I got this easy, you know. And there is no pressure. Everybody's my side, but I pressure myself. I motivate myself to be focused, be hungry, be humble, and do my best in training or do my best in fighting. Yes, I do have extra motivation to finish this fight, because first fight I was going easy on him, but this time I'm looking for finish. It's nothing against him, this is sport, and that's what we do. And I just want to make a statement this time.
Adding to the hype, Merab Dvalishvili's recent training footage has been released, showcasing his sharpness and relentless work ethic. The clips highlight his improved striking, wrestling, and conditioning, proving he's taking this rematch very seriously. Fans are impressed by Merab's intensity and precision, signaling he's ready to push Sean O'Malley to his limits. This renewed focus from both fighters promises an electrifying showdown where every moment inside the octagon will count. Many people have praised Merab Dvalishvili's cardio, with UFC fighter Tom Aspinall being one of the notable voices. Aspinall highlighted Merab's relentless pace and incredible endurance, calling it a major advantage that wears down opponents over time. This exceptional conditioning is a key factor in Merab's fighting style, allowing him to maintain pressure from start to finish. Such endorsements only add to the anticipation surrounding the rematch against Sean O'Malley, where stamina could be the deciding factor.
I think he has the persona of like a cocky guy, but I don't think he's really like that. Like, he's really flamboyant on social media, on YouTube and all the rest of it, but I think that Sean is like a grounded guy who works hard, from my experience of him.
We know him very. He's fully locked in. Him and Timmy, and right now he's just completely off the grid. He's not on social media. I think after that fight, he, you know, got back to work like very seriously, and I think he'll come back and get the job done next time. That was, you know, I wasn't trying to be critical. I thought that was, you know,
you think he's going to win the rematch?
Tough fight. That guy's
I think
tough. That guy's tough as hell. That guy's tough as hell.
just got to work in those damn takedowns.
For me, Merab is like, I don't know what's going on with him because his cardio and conditioning is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it.
His last fight was like one of the best fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, because he just goes and goes and goes. Like, he will not stop going at somebody. I've never seen anything like that guy. He's unbelievable.
Joe Rogan has also praised Merab Dvalishvili's cardio, calling it one of the best in the UFC. He often points out how Merab's relentless pace and non-stop pressure wear down opponents, making him a nightmare to face. Rogan's compliment underscores that Merab's conditioning is not only physical, but also mental, enabling him to keep the pace in all 5 rounds. That phenomenal cardio is one of the main reasons most feel that Merab is still a formidable challenge for Sean O'Malley in their rematch.
Dude, he's there all night, and he could afford another 25 minutes.
I believe it.
I never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot.
I don't think we will either.
Was he always like that with his cardio?
He was always like that with the cardio, but he didn't have the tools to get out of certain positions.
Did you see what DC said?
No.
On his Instagram, DC went to visit him the day after the fight, and he's running.
He loves it.
So he beats Sugar Sean, wins the world title. DC goes to visit him at his house. He's not home. He's running. So DC's wandering around his house. He doesn't even know he's there. Like, he just lets him. He just walks into his fucking house, and he's like filming Merab's gym. He's like, whose gym you think this is? Like, he's got a picture of Merab.
It's the best weapon in UFC.
He loves it, man. He loves. He just
There's nothing you can do.
He loves to train.
He's incredible. But that's all. That's 2 things, right? That's some kind of genetic gift, and on top of that, insane hard work. It's like both, because the guy's a tank. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of great genes.
It reminds me of Kane. Remember Kane had that weird cardio?
Yeah. Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, what the f?
Yeah.
Put his head in your chest and just.
They said he took 2 months off in his heyday. He took 2 months off, came in the gym, and DC was like, "We're gonna beat the shit out of Kane. He has been in 2 months." And he goes, he went Shark Tank rounds and beat the f out of everyone. His cardio was fine.
Last but not least, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, as well as Sean O'Malley's coach Tim Welch, have complimented Merab Dvalishvili on his cardio. Mighty Mouse emphasized Merab's unbelievable stamina and tireless pressure as central causes of his victory. Tim Welch, meanwhile, allowed Merab's conditioning to be labeled elite, going so far as to state that Sean will need to be at the very top of his game in order to remain competitive. Their joint commendation lends even further respectability to Merab's physical skills and turns the rematch into an even more compelling test of wills and durability.
Bob is just a different monster, a different machine, right? That man will play. He'll probably fight anybody with a broken leg. I truly believe that, and he'll still perform with that broken leg. He has something in his mind where he's able just to turn it off. So once I saw that, I was like, you know what? If I was shot, I'd be stomping the fuck out of that toe. But he'll be like, that's okay. Stomp it. I don't care. I'll keep going. But you know, Merab fashion, he always gets injured, and that's just because how he trains.
Yeah, I was telling people, I'm like, God, it's not at all. It's really not. He's gonna come, and we're expecting the same machine that we always see.
You take a stomp into the toe, that's got to affect you. Even if you're kind of zoned in, that's broken foot getting stomps hurt.
I mean, it's just such a smart thing to do to post it on the story, for the world to see. Like, holy cow,
that's crazy.
That is great.
Yeah, like I said, I think Merab is that athlete where he just doesn't care. I mean, even when he fought Umar, he had that gash, and I don't know if he had staph infection, he was on antibiotics, but you know, he is just built different when it comes to the cardio, the pain tolerance, and having that mental fortitude just to battle through anything.
Henry Cejudo also stepped in to offer advice for Merab Dvalishvili's path to victory. Drawing from his own championship experience, Cejudo emphasized the importance of controlling the pace and mixing up striking with relentless wrestling. He encouraged Merab to stay aggressive but smart, capitalizing on Sean O'Malley's moments of vulnerability. Cejudo's advice points to the strategic depth required to overcome a dynamic striker such as O'Malley, creating yet another layer of intrigue for the rematch between these two fierce rivals.
And I think there's a big one here. The clinch. If Merab is able to get to the clinch position, he can do a lot of work for him. And I'm not just talking about takedowns. I'm talking about him using that weight to weigh in on a guy like Sean O'Malley, like giving him those heavy shoulders, making him making him kind of somewhat humble is what they call it in wrestling. But the more you make him fight, Merab, the more that all this stuff is gonna weigh. I go back and I think of that fight with Sean O'Malley and Petr Yan. I mean, when Petr Yan, it took away a lot of that that finesse and that explosive power that Sean O'Malley has. But I will say this about Sean, he did pull it through. At least he finished those 3 rounds. And then here, leverage superior cardio. I mean, my biggest thing is keep doing what you're doing, but don't get hurt. And the only way that you don't get hurt is if you back off just a little bit.
But it appears the rivalry between Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley may not be over with their next rematch. As per O'Malley's longtime trainer Tim Welch, fans should keep an eye out for a third match if Sean wins. A potential trilogy makes a high-stakes battle even more intriguing. Both fighters continue to improve, and their styles clash so strongly that this rivalry could end up being one of the greatest trilogies in UFC bantamweight history.
They're like fucking rocks, those gloves. And I envision him cracking Merab on the lips, hurting him, cracking him again, and then TKOing him.
Wow. Late, middle, early?
Maybe third round.
All right. And then we do it again for a third time.
Yep.
There it is.
Okay, fight fans, that's a wrap on our in-depth look at the Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili rematch. O'Malley's newfound discipline and grappling improvements, and Merab's non-stop pressure and cardio. This fight is looking like an absolute war within the octagon. Who are you predicting to win it all? Leave your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to give that like button a smash if you're pumped up for this bout. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our fight analysis and exclusive MMA content. Until next time, stay on point, stay ready, and keep loving the fight game.